Most people don't realize how important it is to pray for their kingdom spouses. Just as you and I have to pray for our personal lives, it is so important to pray for your future husband or wife, even though you have never actually met them. Keep watching this video because I'm going to be sharing you some deep and powerful truths that you should know. Before we get right into the video, please make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. So before I actually get into the prayers that you should pray for your future spouse, let's talk about why we need to actually pray for them. One reason why you should pray for your future spouse is so that your paths and your life goals are divinely aligned. It's so important to pray that God aligns their purpose to yours, because in marriage, two people should have complementary goals and purposes. Even if it's not exactly the same, it's important for them to be similar so that you can support each other in the life journey that you will be embarking on. It's so that God will prepare them for you. And by this I mean, before they actually come into your life, God has already trained them, God has already taught them, God has actually prepared them to be the best partner that they can be for you. This means you don't have to spend time teaching them how to treat you as a woman. You don't have to spend time telling them not to talk to other women. You actually have a partner who's already, growing in the Lord, who already has the right principles and values in life. It's so that God actually puts a distinct mark on them. Now, the blessing of marriage, the blessing of choosing a life partner is such a delicate decision that you would definitely need to make. And the thing is, the enemy is also out to get people confused. He's also in the business of sending counterfeits, and counterfeits are people that look like they are the ones sent by God, but they're actually sent by the enemy. They might have similar characteristics, so this is what leads to a lot of people being confused and thinking that this is actually their future husband. So you want to send your prayers ahead of time so that when your future husband comes your way, you're able to discern him among the wolves. Fourth reason is so that you guys actually meet at the right time. A lot of times we meet people either too early in life or too late in life. You want to pray so that God actually sends them into your life at the right time, at the time when you are mature enough to handle a relationship, a godly relationship. You need to pray for your future spouse is because that is part of what you're going to be doing in the future when you are married. And so there's no better time to start that practice than now in your single years, having that responsibility of praying for another person and not just for yourself, even in their lives wherever they are now. So let's get into the specific prayers that you can pray for your future spouse. Is for him to know his purpose in life. It's so essential for a man to know his purpose in life. This is because men should be the leaders of their homes, especially spiritually, physically. And so if a man is confused and doesn't know where he's headed in life and doesn't have goals, doesn't have something he's working towards, it's going to be really difficult as a man to lead an entire family. So you want to pray for him from now that God reveals to him his purpose, that God helps him to walk out God's plans for his life, so that he has that clarity, so that he has that capacity to then lead you when you are now in his life and over his life. You want to pray that God will protect him from every evil, God will protect him against the enemy's plans for his life. You want to pray that God will just preserve him for you, and just so that God's plan entirely will be accomplished in his life. Pray for him to have the strength. You want to pray for him to really have that strength to face anything that life may throw at him, to face the challenges, the strength to face the trials, the strength to overcome temptation. That this is something that you will even still be doing in the future, because your prayers will really help him spiritually to be able to keep standing even when he may not always feel like it. You want to pray that he is able to stay strong for himself and for you and for your kids as well. For him to have God's wisdom upon his life. Wisdom is so key in a man being a leader of his home, because he'll need wisdom to know what to do, wisdom to make the right decisions, wisdom to make the right choices, wisdom to live life God's way. So you really want to be praying ahead of time so that he doesn't get involved in things that he shouldn't get involved in, so that he doesn't, for example, make a bad financial decision. You really want to pray that he's a man of wisdom, a man that consults God before he makes any major decisions. Pray for him to be a man that is kind and a man that is patient, and of course, as well as all the other fruits of the Holy Spirit. You want to pray that the Lord will begin to cultivate this fruit within him now, even before you guys actually meet. Character is ultimately going to either rub off on you positively or negatively, and also his kindness will show in how he treats you, how he treats the kids, how he treats other people. So you really want to pray generally that the fruits of the Holy Spirit are cultivated within him, and even when you do come into his life together, as you two are growing, the fruit of the Holy Spirit will grow in you two together. Always vision. You want to pray that the Lord will give him a vision for life, for future, a vision that, involves God's will. And why this is important is that you want the kind of husband that you would want is somebody that actually cares about God's will being done, that actually cares about God's kingdom purposes, that actually cares about, for example, winning souls. Ultimately, the relationship is not just about you two. It's not just about how he treats you and how you treat him and doing nice things together. A marriage is an establishment by the Lord, and so that means there is a purpose of you two actually coming together. That means through your union, through you getting married to this person, God could actually use it to save souls. God could actually use it to save lives. And so you want to pray that this man will be someone who actually cares about God's will being done, that together you two will actually, do God's kingdom work. And this can look like in so many different ways, and not everybody, of course, is called to the pulpit or to the stage. Through your relationship, displaying Christ's love to the world, that could really, really be a powerful tool in God's hand. So you want to pray that this man is a man after God's heart. He is faithful to the Lord, he is faithful to you, and together you can truly make impact for the Lord. So those are a few prayers that you can pray. Of course, there's so much more, but I hope and pray that this video has given you an idea of why it's important and some of the things that you can pray. Let me know down in the comments if it has been helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.